Hello Pisces, thank you for joining me for your weekly reading. So this read is for September the 28th to October the 5th, and I'm going to be taking a look into what's going on in your situation, why it's happening, what's going on in your blind spots, anything that's working for you at this time, and of course the potential outcome as well. Now, I hadn't even finished prepping your deck and the cards are jumping out. So your situation as it stands is the closed door. It says project has ended, new phase, harsh lessons to learn, ignored, something is blocking your progress. Right, so to continue with a situation that isn't working out is going to be absolutely pointless. Okay, it's going to be futile. There's a closed door here. Something is coming to an end. Right, so we definitely need to find out more about that. And then you've got the lantern. Following the path at least travelled. So you're being redirected, Pisces. You're definitely being redirected. Following the path at least travelled. Good advice is coming to you to assist. Overcoming worries and challenges ahead. Okay, so an ending of a situation is a huge cause of worry, stress and concern here. Right, so let's find out more about what this closed door is actually all about then. Disappointing, not gonna lie. I'm understanding your energy, Pisces, as being a bit of a difficult week. Okay, can you tell us more about this closed door for Pisces? I mean, this could be you that's closing the door on someone as well. Do you know what I mean? What's this closed door? Page of Wands with the Magician. Right. See, both of these energies I would consider as being quite hopeful and optimistic, right? Because a Page of Wands, that's full of energy, full of vibrancy and creative ideas, and just an individual who is coming from an optimistic viewpoint. And then the Magician, making something happen, someone taking their own destiny in their hands and creating this lifestyle for themselves that they are wanting to create, not being beholden to anyone else's opinions or viewpoints on what they should be doing with their lives. Okay, this is someone literally taking their own life in their own hands and being incredibly successful with it. That's this energy here, and it's all coming off of the back of this closed door. So it's possible, Pisces, that you could be closing something out, but it's not easy. It's quite bittersweet. Okay, somebody here could be closing out a job in order to begin a brand new career path here, especially with that Magician. This could be a relationship, right, where it's just not been growing, it's not been progressing, and you could be going, well, I need to do something about this now, because continuing this is going to be absolutely pointless. And then a small handful of you guys, this closed door is the situation that's happening to you that you're responding to, rather than you being the one that's creating this particular scenario. Does that make sense? It's 50-50. It's really 50-50. Let me get another deck. Can you tell us more about this closed door for Pisces? What exactly is going on here, please? With closing something out. It could be you're sick and tired of being ignored. Sick and tired of having your progress being blocked. Strength. Okay, I mean, you could be dealing with a Leo. You don't have to be. But this is about your integrity. Right, 6 of Pentacles. And that came out squiffy. A one-sided situation. Right. So whether you're actively closing this door or having this door closed on you is happening due to the situation being completely unfair, completely one-sided, right? I feel, Pisces, like you've been giving too much of yourself to a person or a situation that's quite simply not been giving back to you. Okay, it's not paying off. It isn't working. The scroll. Completing cycles and accomplishing tasks. Hidden intelligence and knowledge, let it out. Good news and positive ways to shine and wisdom. Right. Yeah, there is a cycle complete here and it feels really bittersweet. It's almost as if you're being forced to change direction here, Pisces. And I'm not convinced that that was what you were wanting to do. Do you know what I mean? Whether this is by your hand or another person's hand, I'm not convinced that this is something that you wanted to do. It's almost like you would have kept this going for as long as you possibly could have done. And you probably did as well. Can you tell us more about why this is happening for Pisces, please? Why is this happening? They're saying it is going to be of benefit to you, but the benefits might not be felt straight away. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, see, 10 of Pentacles. It takes a long time to build up to the 10 of Pentacles. It's literally one of the apex cards. Right. So they're saying, imagine this. Imagine this. You've been digging for gold, right? They've got me imagining a gold mine. You've been digging for gold and you got a little bit, and then the resources have just completely and absolutely dried up to nothing, and now you're just digging through dirt and mud and not actually getting any more gold. Okay. It kind of feels like a shame. It's a shame because you had high hopes. You had high hopes that it was going to work out. But the more that you were digging and you still weren't getting anywhere, still weren't finding anything, the more annoyed, angry, frustrated you became. And that's the cycle that's closing out here. That's why this is happening. You are 100% being redirected here, Pisces. I just can't figure out if this is about a relationship, romantic or otherwise, or if this is your career. I honestly do not know. Okay, I can only see the strongest overall energies. Can you tell us more? Thank you. The 9 of Swords. Oh, look. There's a sneaky little Ace of Cups there. I don't know if you caught that. That was sneaky because it turned over in the deck and I didn't even realise. So that's the weird thing, right? Because I noticed this 9 of Swords before I noticed the Ace of Cups. But the position of the deck, of this card in the deck, it was much further up to the top of the deck than the 9 of Swords was, right? So there's a powerful metaphor there that's coming through for you guys. That the stress and the anxiety, that feeling of despair, that feeling of I really don't fucking want to do this, but I have to. That's what's going to be noticed first. That's what's going to be felt first before before you recognize the blessings, right? We just got to get you through this Nine of Swords first. That's the stage that we're at. That's the stage that we're at. And again, if you take a closer look at the cards, if you can see that clearly, you've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups that is bookending this Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, because that's in the middle, that's going to be your focal point. That's going to be what you're only focused on at this moment in time, which is that stress, worry, grief, anxiety. How am I going to manage this? How am I going to cope? What am I going to do? Where am I going to turn? Right? That seems to be the lens, and the only lens that you're able to view through at this moment in time, because you're not able to see the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups yet. This cycle needs to close out, because they're saying it's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your energy, and it's a waste of your resources. Okay, so this cycle needs to close out. On this occasion, you cannot afford to be stubborn, because you being stubborn, while admirable, with this particular situation, with you being stubborn, it's causing you more pain, more grief, more things to worry about, okay? So there needs to be a surrender, a process of surrender, release that has to happen here. Right, let's take a look at your blind spot. It's quite an intense energy, Pisces. I can only apologize for that. I can't choose the messages that come out, okay? My job is literally just to pass on the message, and then I've just got to hope that whoever needs to hear the readings is going to find them, right? Your blind spot is the flame. Analyze solutions to problems, steady progress and concentration, level-headedness and passionate love. Okay, so it feels to me like the universe is asking for your input. It's more than input. It feels a little bit like compliance. I fucking hate that word. I really hate that word with a passion. Let's find out what they mean by that word. Can you tell us, what do you mean by you're asking for Pisces to comply with this changing of paths, changing of directions here? A Knight of Pentacles. It's to do with practicalities. So it's impractical for you to continue with that. Whatever this closed door is, it's impractical. You need to start being practical and focused about it. Analyze solutions to your problems. Steady progress. The Knight of Pentacles is literally the card of steady progress. Okay, can you tell us more about this steady progress in Pisces blind spot, please? It's like the situation's run its course. It's run for so long that it's run dry, right? Yeah, Ten of Swords, and that's come out squiffy. There's pushback here. Someone's pushing back against the situation, the relationship, the connection, whatever this is about. Someone's fighting back against it ending. They could be fighting back against you. Please don't end it, Pisces. Can you tell us more about what's in Pisces blind spot? The Ace of Swords, but it needs to happen. Because once you've surrendered completely, once you've let go completely, a brand new beginning can happen, right? With tarot, you've got to go step by step by step, which is what they're telling you there, with that slow, steady progress. So you go from the Ace to the 2 to the 3 to the 4, right? And you work your way up, all the way up to the 10. And then it gets to the 10, it starts all over again, right? And you've got the 10 of Swords here that's come out squiffy with an Ace of Swords. Someone's not accepting this closed door. Someone's not accepting the end of the situation or the end of a relationship. They're not accepting it, and they're needing to accept it. I just don't know what side of the table that you're sitting on for this particular energy, Pisces. Like, are you trying to end a relationship here with someone? And they're refusing to honor your decision, and you're needing for them to comply? Or is this reversed? It's difficult to tell. There's still this bittersweetness. I don't want to do this, but I know I have to do this. I feel that that part's definitely from you, Pisces. Right? I do feel that strongly, that that part is from you. Can you tell us more about this blind spot for Pisces, please? About someone not accepting this ending, whatever this ending is, the Ten of Pentacles again. It could be to do with the member of your family, somebody that you're directly related to, or it could be to do with your plans that you had for the future, and now it's going to require different plans for the future. But that doesn't mean to say that the new plans for the future are going to be less than the plans you had prior. Because it's in your blind spot. Like, why this is happening? Because the Ten of Pentacles, right? Long-term energy, legacy energy. You building up to your Ten of Pentacles. But you're not going to be able to build your Ten of Pentacles, whatever that specifically means for you. Again, it could be financial freedom. It could be a happy, safe, secure family, okay? It could be leaving a healthy legacy. Whatever your Ten of Pentacles is specifically for you, that's what you're trying to build up. But the situation that you're investing in right now is not going to take you to your Ten of Pentacles, which is why the universe is getting you off this path and putting you on a new path where you're guaranteed to get your Ten of Pentacles. They're pointing you in the direction of a new metaphorical gold mine. That's what's in your blind spot. So you might not realize that you're being redirected to your true path because the focus is this, the Nine of Swords. I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. But somebody has to. Okay, what's working for you at this time? The Hammer. Building something positive. Justice, finding solutions to a difficult problem. Breaking things down into smaller steps. Yeah. So, I mean, the Hammer, that can destroy stuff. But that wasn't its purpose, right? Hammers were designed initially to build things. it can be used for either or, right? So what's working for you, Pisces, is to not look at this closed door as a force of destruction, but to look at this closed door as a force, or I should say as an opportunity to build something new, something positive, where you will see a return on your investment, whatever that might be. Yeah? Can you tell us more for what is working for Pisces? Thank you. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah. What's working for you? Long-term security. The focus being on your long-term security. The focus being on you making solid investments. The focus being on you being frugal with your resources, whether that be time, money, energy, love, okay? Any and all of the above. You being frugal with your resources is what's going to work for you, because at the moment, it's all like, imagine that this is about money, right? You're just chucking money into a black pit and it's just disappearing, right? Gone. That's this energy up here. What else is working for Pisces at this time? Remember, I'm just using that as a metaphor, okay? I'm not saying that that's exactly what's going on. I've got to try and put imageries to the energies that I'm feeling and seeing so that it's easier understood, right? No more chucking your resources into an empty pit. Queen of Wands, for what's working for you. Optimistic energy, confident, fiercely independent, hugely creative, very self-assured. So you being confident in your own knowledge that you're doing the right thing here is what's going to work for you. How is this likely going to play out? Umbrella, shelter, protection, divinely guided. So you are being divinely guided. Maturity, hopefulness, secure attitude, emotionally secure in the face of adversity. Yeah. It's almost like, because that, I mean, clearly there's a storm going on, right? It's almost like you can sense what's coming. And you know that this is the week where you need to start making the big moves, the big changes, because you can sense that that metaphorical storm is coming. How else is this going to play out for Pisces, please? Or likely going to play out for Pisces? You're going to be protected in the storm. That's what they're saying. If you do this now, you will be protected in the storm. King of Cups, the Hermit, Emperor, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Yeah, 2 8s back to back. That indicates surprises. And they don't mean it in the negative sense of the word surprises. They mean it as positive surprises. And then you've got the Empress. So you've got an Emperor and an Empress here. There's power couple energy. There's power couple energy right here. There's an Emperor and an Empress who are clubbing together who are being emotional support for each other, weathering this storm. It is going to require some sort of surrender here, though, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, okay? It's like the real work cannot begin until this here has been acknowledged, that this closed door. Someone needs to acknowledge, okay, that's over, it's done, it's finished, it's not going to go anywhere. I need to just leave that. It's not a failure because it worked. It worked for a little bit. Now is the time for me to search for something else, something new, something that is going to start producing. So under there, the Three of Cups, yeah, a happy surprise, a celebration, a good result, because it's literally the strongest overall energy. Somebody is too caught up in I want to say the things going wrong, the things going bad. They're too caught up in the potential loss, and they're not looking at what they can potentially gain instead. And therein lies the problem. What is this King of Cups? I'm going to take a look at that Hermit in a minute. What's this King of Cups for Pisces, please? For how this is likely going to play out. Yeah, the Five of Cups reversed. Realizing, oh, okay, actually it wasn't all that bad. Five of Cups reversed. That's literally somebody feeling a lot better about the situation now. Feeling more secure about the situation. So that, I wonder why the Tower didn't come out, because this feels like a disruption. It's like your plans are being disrupted, or someone's plans are being disrupted. It involves you in some capacity, Pisces. But realizing, actually, do you know what? It's not that bad. It's almost as if someone just assumed that this was going to be horrific, that this was going to be a disaster. But it's not going to play out that way. Does that make sense? What's this Hermit, please? Because that's coming across as being, oh, well, you know, I've still got my reservations, but it's not too bad. That's how that's coming out. Yeah, like it's clarified with the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Because there's a message here about dishonesty that pertains specifically to earning revenue, income, stability, but someone's remaining quiet about it. I don't know what the reason is behind that. King of Cups again. Pisces, there's potentially another water sign here that you're dealing with. It could be a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be, right? King of Cups is Scorpio card. But it can also be another Pisces or a Cancerian that is not being completely truthful about their money, about their income. They're not being entirely truthful about it. What is it that they're not being truthful about here towards Pisces? What's going on? Something to do with their job. Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Someone's not being truthful about their job, their ability to provide. I don't know why that would be. Yeah, you could be dealing with a Cancerian. You certainly got Cancerian energy that's coming through there. Can you elaborate for us what's going on with this dishonesty? Ace of Cups reversed. I'm reading that as embarrassment. Okay, so there's a water sign around you, Pisces, who is not being honest about their finances because they're embarrassed. And remembering, it's still to clarify that Hermit, okay? They're embarrassed about their financial situation. What's this Emperor and the Empress? How this is likely going to play out. The world off center. Okay. So there's a significant partner here then, Pisces, who's going to be fighting back against you with the world coming out squiffy. So you're taking drastic steps, drastic action on making sure that there is a good return on your investment. So, I mean, you're probably stuck in a job that, do you know what I mean, isn't giving back to you the way that it should be. And you know full well, I could earn more money elsewhere doing something else, right? And then you're getting some kind of pushback from another person, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't afford for you to take that risk. We have to just keep doing what it is that we're doing right now." But that's not working either, right? For some of you guys, that's going to be your message. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone. Because for the rest of you guys, this could well be the end of a relationship. And the other person's fighting you every single step of the way. Don't break up with me. Don't end things. Don't separate. We can make this work. We can keep it going. But the truth is, whether this be in your private life or professional life, either or, it cannot continue the way that it has been. Like all of the signs are here, it just can't continue the way that it has been. Oh, my light's gone out again. You just give me a second, Pisces. I do have a new light on order, finally. I should have done it weeks ago. To be honest with you, I couldn't be arsed. I hate buying shit. I just don't like it. Yeah. How it's going to play out for you, Pisces? It looks like it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride, but ultimately I do see you getting your own way. Right? I do see you getting your own way at the end of this. I genuinely do. Right, let's get you a healing message, because I don't think I'm going to be able to pull any more useful information out of that read. I've given you everything I can, Pisces. I hope it was enough. If you do find my readings are helpful for you, then I definitely would appreciate the support by giving me a cheeky wee like. Okay, that's going to help to push the message out to other people who might need the reading as well. That was random. It's like a bit of tape or something stuck to that then. Okay, number 44. Perfect Storm. That's kind of spooky as well. Because your answer, how this is likely going to play out, was the umbrella. And I said then, kind of feels like a storm's going on, right? And you've got this perfect storm. The courage to step into life. It says, an invitation to act now, sheltering from turbulence. The umbrella does offer a certain amount of shelter. Yeah. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent time. Yeah, that's definitely what I was picking up in your reading. The winds are picking up and you need to make sure that you're close to the eye of the storm, or you will be buffeted by gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key... Honestly, that light is a right pain in the ass. The key is to remain centered and balanced and bear witness as the forces build in intensity. Notice how the loose stuff is all starting to fly around, and recognize how little of it you truly need. Let go of those thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. Yeah, so try not to see this as a destructive force, Pisces, but a beneficial one. Okay, because it's clearing out all of the unnecessary junk and clutter out of your life. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it's those things that we're most attached to that are taken first. As if life were trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it all go with the wind. The less that you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you will be. Ride the winds to your next destination, embrace the rain or snow, and remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you'll lose. The perfect storm can also be a call for you to seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of right now. Carpe diem. Here, time is of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all of its terrifying greatness. Experiencing the fullness of life, you will succeed. Yeah. It's like they're saying that this isn't happening to destroy you, Pisces. This is happening to create you. And I'm really sorry that that sounds patronizing, okay? It's not supposed to at all. Again, please don't shoot the messenger, right? I've got to give the messages that come through. That's it. Right, let's see if we can uplift this a little bit. Ooh, look, toxic people love to stir shit up and create a cesspool of shit. But no matter what they say about you, and no matter how they try and take you down, always know how you're the shit. Okay. And everyone steps in shit. The key is to keep walking and it will finally come off. Yeah. This too shall pass, right? Again, another cliche. But it is what it is. You got to keep walking, and eventually that shit will just come right off. Okay, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. I'm really sorry again that that reading wasn't more sort of upbeat and everything. I do appreciate it. It can't always be that way because life doesn't always work that way, okay? Clearly, not all Pisces, but clearly some Pisces are currently going through a really fucking shit time of it right now. Okay, so this one, it kind of serves as almost like a bit of a comforting message, right? Hold on, because the shit show is almost over, okay, Pisces, and then you can start to rebuild. But yeah, if you feel that you could benefit from a personal reading with me, then my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.